You're now listening to Empty Opinions with Eladio Polanco. Um, that was a nice freestyle. Wasn't too bad. I was kind of flowing on that shit. There was a couple flows, a couple pockets that I think I did pretty well on. Don't mean to brag, but I do think I did good in a couple of those lines there. I mean, the lines themselves were trash, right? I mean, we can all agree that. But I mean, some of the flows were good, and I honestly, that's all I really, that's all I really care about. You know what I mean? Just having good flows and stuff like that. All right, hello everybody, welcome to Empty Opinions, the podcast. You know, there's not a guest this week, and it's not one of those things where procrastinated and wasn't able to find a guest. What is gonna be is during this fucking the coronavirus is kind of hindering a lot of aspects in our lives. So of course it was gonna affect mine in some way or some form. So the way that this podcast is gonna work for at least the next couple of months, for however long this coronavirus thing lasts, these episodes are going to be solo. So this is going to be a solo podcast for the time, right? This is going to be, I guess, my way of dealing with the coronavirus. So this is how I'm going to deal with it. It's just going to be solo episodes every Monday, and then, bonus episodes on Saturdays. If you didn't know, there's bonus episodes now, which you can check out every Saturday. But the main show is going to be just me for the remainder of this coronavirus global pandemic. You know what I mean? And before we start to the actual show, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping. Make sure you follow my Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Letterboxd, if you don't know, it's a social media for movie fans where you can post your movie thoughts and follow other people who like, certain movies. You can like reviews, that kind of stuff. Just thoughts on movies. Just a social media app for the movie lover, which I am. That's Letterboxd. And my handle, I got a new handle to unify all of these things. It's called Eladio Talks at Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Those are, those are my handles. I had to change it because I had to make it like more unified. Because that's one thing they say, like for branding purposes, Make sure you have the same handle in all social media platforms. That way it's easier for people to find you, right? And I agree. I just didn't know how I was gonna unify them. Like today, I was thinking of what I can really say, what could be my name, and Eladio Talks seems pretty appropriate because all that I do, I talk. You know what I mean? Eladio does talk. Eladio does indeed talk. So I think that's a pretty appropriate handle for all those social media. So also make sure you follow the podcast's Twitter and Instagram, which are also the same handle, Empty Opinion Pod, not Empty Opinions, because Twitter for some reason has a 15 character limit, so that S couldn't fit in there. But Empty Opinion Pod, there you can find there you can find extra content like clips for the podcast, for podcast episodes, and a bunch of other stuff. That's how you keep up. Oh, Jesus. All right, listen, I don't have the fucking coronavirus. That was just a sneeze, okay? Let's all relax. What was I saying? Yeah, the Empty Opinions Twitter and Instagram. That's where you can find clips, and also just keep up with what's going on. They're kind of the hubs, in a way for this podcast. There's no real website, so that'll do for now. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast's YouTube channel where you can find full video episodes of every podcast episode, and also longer YouTube clips that you can check out over there as well. And also make sure you follow the podcast's playlist, The Aux, which there hasn't been one single follower of that shit, and I'm kind of mad about it because this podcast isn't really a music podcast, but I love music so much I try to highlight it in every aspect of it, right? So I'm kind of mad that more people aren't following the playlist because that's where all the songs that we play here go to. So make sure you go follow that, The Aux, and yeah, that's everything for housekeeping. Now let's get into some pop culture topics, because I love me some pop culture shit. Recently, last Friday, Boy Wonder and Hit Boy had a beat battle on Instagram Live, right? And I just wanted to kind of talk about it because that shit was fucking amazing. I had never seen a beat battle up to that point. I know that Swiss Beats and Timbaland did a battle like a week before that, or like 5 days before this one happened, right? Which I missed. But, the way they promoted this Boy Wonder versus Hit Boy beat battle, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm really interested in watching it, especially because it's more my generation. The music that they were making, Boy Wonder is one of the main producers for Drake, and Hit Boy has made fucking crazy big songs, which I didn't realize he had done until you watch the beat battle. And that's why beat battles are fun. My first experience with a beat battle was just, wow, this is fucking great. Because, from the name, you would think it's just playing the beats, which would have also made it hype. But I think they were just playing their catalog, really. And, I mean, as a competitive thing between two producers, that shit was amazing. I mean, the way that I see it, right? And let's get down to the actual battle, what I thought of it and who won and all that. So, like, the way it started, right, because I caught it from the beginning. The way it started, I mean, Boy Wonder was just whooping Hit Boy's ass. I mean, every single song they was playing in the beginning were all like hits. And I think Hit Boy was just kind of playing, other songs that were okay, but he wasn't coming out with big songs, right? And I was thinking about that. I'm like, why isn't he doing it? And I think his strategy was kind of take the L in the beginning of the battle, right? But then fucking come back with the hits at the end, when Hit Boy has already exhausted all his main beats, right? So I think, and that's why I think at the end, it was kind of like a tie. But the momentum in the second half of the battle was just all in Hit Boy's corner, right? Like the first half, Boy Wonder was whooping Hit Boy's ass, like handily, right? But then I think Hit Boy, like I said, he started really coming out with his hit songs. And by then, Boy Wonder didn't have a lot of stuff to respond with. So it was kind of like, okay, that's where I saw the strategy from Hit Boy coming. But, I mean, yeah, this was so entertaining. This shit was like 3 hours. And I watched all 3 hours, like, getting hyped because I recognized most of the songs. And I was also listening to the beats themselves because I do like listening to beats. I'm a music fan at the end of the day. And I mean, the beats that we're playing. Look, if you want to talk about catalog, Boy Wonder wins. Not by a lot, as we saw in the beat battle, but Boy Wonder wins. But if you're talking about beats themselves, I think Hit Boy had the better beats by far. Like some of the beats that he played were fucking incredible, right? Because Boy Wonder is more like typical, almost poppy trap. But then you get to Hit Boy. The boys are confusing me. They both are named Boy and Boy. It's fucking. I'm gonna just say Hit and Wonder. So Wonder, right? The beats that he's playing, right? There's crazy big songs, but the actual beats themselves, when you listen to it, you're like, they're okay, right? They're like almost poppy trap beats, right? Nothing crazy. But when you listen to Hit's like beats, he has some incredibly creative and fucking outstanding beats. And I'm just like, in terms of beats themselves, Hit Boy wins by a landslide. But in terms of catalog, Boy Wonder does win. But the way the battle played out, it wasn't like I said, I mean, Hit Boy came with the fucking, the switch of momentum. I don't know what song exactly he played, but I think there was a couple of songs he played where like the momentum was on Hit Boy's corner now. I think it actually started with the song In Paris from Kanye West and Jay-Z, right? It started when he played that one, and then from there, he started playing on. And okay, that was the other thing, right? So in terms of who won, I think it was kind of a tie. I think it was a tie. But I was always rooting for Hit Boy because he was the underdog. Everybody kept doubting him, and I just always like an underdog story. But I think at the end of the day, it was kind of like a tie. But the craziest thing about this was just the unreleased music that was played. I mean, it's fucking nuts. I mean, the fucking Boy Wonder. It's like I don't know when he did this, but it was like, oh, you disrespectful Hit Boy. Now I'm gonna have to press a red button, and it was just a snippet of the Drake and Roddy song, which is undoubtedly gonna be the biggest song of the year. You know what I mean? So like, just by the name association, by the people who are on the song, like Drake and Roddy Ricch, who has had one of the most successful albums, who's about to go like platinum anytime now, and Drake is Drake. Like, you tell me that combination is not gonna fucking break every streaming record possible. It is, and for sure it's gonna go number one. But when he played that, I was like, oh shit, okay, this is getting incredible. This is legendary. And then Hit Boy comes back with a Big Sean and Nipsey Hussle song, which actually sounded way better than the Drake song. As big as that Drake song was gonna be, Hit Boy's song sounded amazing with the beat and just how Big Sean and Nipsey also were rapping in it, right? And then Hit Boy also debuted like a song with Benny the Butcher and a song with Nas. So like, I think what this battle proves, right, is that they're both amazing battlers, right? But I think Boy Wonder is more like the pop guy, and then Hit Boy is like the hardcore, like in the trenches hip hop guy, right? And I mean, nothing wrong with either of them, but that's what we saw with their strengths in this beat battle. And yeah, damn, I talk a while about this beat battle, right? Yeah, but I mean, it was just so cool to watch, and you best believe I'm gonna be watching for the next big beat battle. I mean, I missed Sean Garrett and The Dream, but I wasn't too hyped about that one because I probably wasn't gonna know many of the songs because I don't know a lot of 2000s and 90s R&B, so I was just kind of like, I wouldn't even know any of these songs. But yeah, it was that beat battle was super fun. One silver lining of this horrible coronavirus thing that's going on. But yeah, I really enjoyed that beat battle. That was big in the hip hop community. All right, and I guess something else. I don't even know how to transition from that. How can I make a segue? I'm gonna try this in real time so guys don't get mad at me. But I'm gonna try to do a segue from talking about a beat battle between these legendary producers to talking about this dumbass Until Tomorrow challenge. Let's see how I make a segue. How the fuck could I even? How is that even possible? Well, I guess the easy way to segue is like, yeah, I mean, a lot of people were talking about this Hit Boy and Boy Wonder battle. You know what else people were talking about? This Until Tomorrow challenge. It was okay. It's not the best segue ever. You know what I mean? But fuck it. Yeah. Until Tomorrow is the latest challenge that a lot of people are doing, mainly on Instagram. I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm pretty sure it just works like somebody posts a Until Tomorrow post, and then you like that picture, and then people are like, hey, you like this picture, now you have to post another post that says until tomorrow, and then you do the same again. It's like, in terms of a challenge, it's kind of dumb, but I don't hate it because obviously I like the how evocative it is, right? When you first see it, it's like, see everybody saying until tomorrow. What the fuck is gonna happen tomorrow? This is crazy. Am I going crazy? What the fuck is going? And then you realize, no, it's just a dumb post. You're just posting until tomorrow to make people confused, and that's it. There's not much to go off with that, right? And I don't think it's a dumb challenge, but I don't think people should be mad at it, right? It's just like, if you know what's going on, cool. If you don't, you find out somehow, and then you're like, okay, cool. I don't think it's not, it's the most vanilla challenge I've ever seen in my fucking life. You're just posting until tomorrow, and obviously tomorrow comes and nothing happens. So at most, the intrigue of this challenge is a day, 24 hours. That's the intrigue, because then nothing happens, and then people just keep posting it. I don't even understand how it's gotten as big as it is, because it's really not that much behind it. Like other challenges, post your 10 prettiest friends, or post your 10 best friends, or, do 10 push-ups. Like those challenges, there's actually something being done, right? Something that takes a little bit of work. This is just, you post a picture and say until tomorrow. And then you tell the next person you tell the people that like that post, yo, do the same thing. It's really the most vanilla, like I said, it's the most vanilla challenge I've ever seen in my life. I don't even understand how it's a talking point, and I don't understand how people are mad at it. Again, I mean, people just get mad at stuff. And, to be honest, I can't even be a hypocrite, because I will be the type to go off on this, like, this is so stupid. But it is stupid, but it's so inoffensive to me that it doesn't even, it almost like flies right by me, flies through me. It's stupid, but I can't even harbor any ill will towards it, because there's literally nothing happening. It's like the most vanilla shit possible. But whatever. That's just my thoughts on it. It's, I might just do it and nobody even nominated me. I might do like an Instagram story, like, exposing until tomorrow. It's not even that deep. Making fun of the people doing until tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, until yesterday. And people will really be confused if I start that one. Okay, yeah, that's that on that. It's not like, I don't even, there's not much. I can't do a deep dive on it like I did the beat battle, but it is it is what it is. All right, let's talk about something that I can kind of get into a deep dive on, and it's this Bad Bunny thing. Bad Bunny's out here wilding, man, and Bad Bunny has been wilding, like really wilding, ever since the promo for this album. Ever since this album came out, I feel like Bad Bunny has really been, like, he's ratcheting up the wild shit that he's doing, and and what he's done recently is almost like the perfect, like, climax. It's like, this is peak wild shit that Bad Bunny is doing. I mean, all right, in case you don't know Bad Bunny, you know Bad Bunny. I mean, he has a song with fucking Drake, for God's sake. You know what I mean? He has a song with Cardi B. It was one of the biggest songs from when her album came out. People know who Bad Bunny is. Bad Bunny, like I've been saying, since this album came out, he's been doing a lot of stuff that is very non-traditional for a Hispanic guy, let's say, right? He's almost breaking a lot of barriers when it comes to what Hispanic or like reggaeton men or like, ardent Latin artists can do if you're not gay, which, presumably he's not, because he has a girlfriend. He could be bi, I wouldn't doubt it, but as of right now, he's not like full out gay, and this is expected. He's like doing a lot of stuff, like photo shoots, like with gay sense of fashion. He's posting himself butt ass naked on Instagram. He's he's supporting like trans rights and things like that, right? That all makes sense, right? He's been doing a lot of that, right? The thing though, his most recent stunt, I could call it, and I'll get into if this is a lot for attention, which I'm starting to think it is, just because of the pattern that I'm starting to see, but let me get into what it actually is. So Bad Bunny posted a picture. Well, so one of the songs in his album is called Yo Perreo Sola, right? Which is kind of like a pro-women anthem of like, let them dance alone, pretty much, to the guys, telling the guys, let her dance alone, right? It is whatever it is, right? And that was one of my favorite songs of his album when it came out. So then the video drops, right? And I don't know what the video, this is before people were really talking about the video. I just saw like the thumbnail. I was like, oh, I want to see this video because this is one of my favorite songs. So I want to see how, the visuals for it. But before I get to watch it, it's in my watch later. Before I get to watch it, I just see a picture on my Instagram of Bad Bunny with big ass titties and dressed like a woman, right? And I'm like, hold on. Is that what the video is? Right? So I'm just like, okay, now I gotta fucking watch this video because I need to know what the fuck is going on. And sure enough, in the video, Bad Bunny's dressed fully like a woman in like multiple outfits too, not just like one type of outfit, right? And I mean, it was almost like it kind of, that video is very interesting because it made me uncomfortable, right? And I was just thinking, why is that video making me so uncomfortable? Is it because he's dressed like a woman? Is it because he's really acting like a woman? And I had to talk to my sister about it. Like, I showed it to her. And we kind of had a discussion about it. Like, yeah, so the whole thing about it, right? Because Yo Perreo Sola, that's what the song's about. So pretty much just saying, let her dance alone, like I said. So I understand the concept of it. It's like Bad Bunny is the woman and he's a guy as well. And there's a point where they're dancing on each other, but it's one person. So I think the point that he's trying to say is like, leave women alone, and I'm going to dress up like a woman to really drive home the point. But the thing about it is that the reason it's making a lot of people uncomfortable and is breaking a lot of barriers. I mean, I personally think this video is going to be historic, like fully historic. Like, we're going to look back on it, and that's going to change this is going to cause a lot of change in the Hispanic community. I mean, a lot of change is already happening, right? Just because, oh shit, my bad. Just because of, the younger generation being much more open about a lot of different stuff. But, I think it's going to be historic, and I'll get to that in a second. But I keep jumping from place to place because there's a lot of thoughts with this video, right? So for the first thing about this, he's not doing it in a comedic way, right? If he was doing it in a comedic a way, if he's trying to be funny, if it's parodying something, right, he would have dressed more outlandishly and like more comically, right? So almost like a Medea, right? Like that kind of stuff, right? That's almost what it would be like, or like Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire, something like that. If it was going for a comedic tone, that's what it would be. But the thing that's so uncomfortable about it is that he's fully turned into a woman, and he's seriously treating himself as a woman, right? So that's what's making a lot of people uncomfortable, including myself. I can't even lie. I mean, I understand it, I appreciate it, but it's just like, it's almost like too much, right? Like, progress is always great. Let me be clear. I'm not against what he's doing at all, right? I understand it. I admire it. It's just almost like kind of hits you like a fucking punch in the face instead of subtly changing your mind, the way your mind works and your belief and your worldviews are, right? This shit just hits you like a punch, like a Deontay Wilder knockout to your face. So it's just, that's why it made me uncomfortable, right? And that's why I'm probably not really gonna be rewatching this video. Because it's almost like he's just fully transforming himself into a woman, right? And like I said, here's the reason why I think this is going to be historic. The reason I think this video is going to be historic is because, like I said, this is like the least amount of machismo and, texting masculinity I've ever seen from any popular Hispanic artist ever. Like, the amount of feminine energy that this video has is almost like incredible. It's unbelievable, right? So, and again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's great. But the reason I say that the way I even started this segment, it's like he's wilding because he's just doing thing after thing. And this pattern, I was talking to my sister about this. This is what we were talking about. It almost feels like he's doing this for attention, because every single thing that he's doing is like so controversial and wild, right? When I first saw that, and the way I think of everything that Bad Bunny does in general, I just think, oh, he's just being himself. But I don't know if him fully turning himself into a woman is really himself. It could be, but I just think there's definitely now from this, I'm starting to see it in a different way of, there's definitely an element of attention that he's trying to seek. I mean, it's working. The video has a lot of views. It has people mad. You know what I mean? It definitely has some controversy. It's bound to, get pushback because that's wild. That's a wild thing to see. But yeah, I just think it almost, if this was just the one thing that he was doing that was wild, I would understand it. But he's done so many wild things. It almost feels like at this point there's a pattern that I'm starting to see. It feels like it's for attention. But like I said, I think this is a historic video and it's gonna, be a landmark moment in the changing of traditions in the Hispanic community, at least when it comes to embracing your feminine side, which, I agree with, right? I'm not one of those guys who's super masculine and stuff like that, right? Like I do a lot of stuff that's, can be deemed feminine, but in my personal opinion, it's like you can get in touch with your feminine side without just fully dressing like a woman. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. But hey, I wish Bad Bunny all the luck in the world. He's the biggest artist in the Hispanic community. And that's why it's even crazier, because he is the biggest. Imagine if Drake did something like this, but not as a joke. Just like, I'm just going to be a woman, right? And not even as fully serious. Let me just be a woman for this video. That would be fucking mind melting, right? And that's, I think, the similarity I can make with Bad Bunny. Because Bad Bunny is the closest thing to a Drake in the Hispanic community. So, yeah, I mean, Bad Bunny's just wilding, man. He's just doing whatever he wants. And, hey, more power to him. All right. That's that. All right, now I want to talk about two cases that on my Twitter, right? I saw two cases of things that had to do with women, right? And it kind of, I think you can put it in the overall section of different women just want different things / the woman's mindset, which is something I've been trying to crack since I started this podcast, and I haven't any closer to getting to understand it. So obviously I'm going to talk about these two examples. The first example, right? I saw this post on Twitter of this guy this light-skinned black guy with glasses texting this really voluptuous black woman, I guess you could say, and the guy's texting her. He's like, "Hey, gorgeous, how was your day?" Like, being really nice about it. And then it's a picture of the voluptuous black woman being like, friend zone, right? Like, on her mind thinking, I'm going to friend zone this guy. Then, hilariously so, because, you know what the person who made this meme was thinking, right? You know what he was thinking for sure. It's just a super light-skinned, buff black guy. No, super dark-skinned. Sorry. That's very important in this picture. It's a super dark-skinned black guy, fully muscular, with a lot of tattoos that says "about to pull up," texting that same black woman, about to pull up, and with an eggplant emoji. And then the voluptuous woman saying, "Yes, daddy." Right? And then, so basically what this picture is saying, or is trying to suggest, is that, it's almost like the nice guy in the black community. I think this is what it's trying to get at, because the concept of a nice guy is more seen like with white people, but I think this is kind of getting to the concept of a nice guy in the black community, of this nice guy with glasses and like light skin and kind of buff a little bit, not too much, kind of caring for this woman, and her be like, "No, I don't care that you care about me," and then the black guy who's just trying to fuck, right? She's like, "Yes, daddy." Here's the thing: different women want different things. So different women want different things at different times too. Like, sometimes a black woman wants to be fucked like a porn star. You know what I mean? It is what it is. That's what they want to happen to them. So it's like, in the moment where this guy is just saying, "How was your day?" It's like, it's nice, but it's not what she wants. She wants to be fucked. It's true. I mean, sometimes that's what women want, right? And that's something, listen, and I'm just speaking from somebody who would be in this picture. That would be like me. I would be the guy texting the girl, "Hey, how was your day, gorgeous?" Right? But you gotta understand, different women want different things at different times. It's like, I know I can provide like the caring guy, attitude towards a woman, right? I can be really sweet to you. I can be really caring. I can be really thoughtful. But, I also got to recognize I'm not the guy that's about to fuck you like a porn star. It's just not going to happen. That's not what I do. So then how can I be mad if a woman that wants that is not paying me any attention? Because that's just what they want, right? So it's like a thing of like people just being losers and not accepting the fact that, how about you look for somebody who probably, well, it's kind of rough because I think almost every woman wants to be fucked like a porn star, right? So I guess at that point you just gotta wait until the woman is done being fucked. Like a porn star, she gets tired of it and now she wants somebody who truly cares about her, and then you're there and you're good to go, buddy. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's this thing, but you know, it's this thing of like what a woman wants, and how also there's no guy that's perfect. There's always gonna be just a guy that can fuck you like a porn star in this section, but he can't care about you. Then there's a guy that cares about you that can't really fuck you like a porn star, and it's also like a thing of choice. And I've talked about this a lot, how you gotta choose, you gotta rank your priorities. You need to know what exactly you want and look for that. But the thing about that, and this goes perfectly with the other picture I saw on Twitter, is a thing of like, the thing with the friend zone as well is that I think when women are young, they want to have those desires fulfilled, aka being fucked like a porn star. But I think as they get older, it becomes a thing of like, okay, I've done that, been there, done that. Now I want somebody who cares about me. And I think this goes picturally with this text exchange that I saw on Twitter, where like, so there's this woman talking to this guy, right? The way it starts is fucking wild. Listen to this. So the woman is texting the guy. He's like, I only friend zoned you because you're too perfect. Then the guy's like, that makes no sense. Then the woman explains. She's like, you make a better husband than boyfriend, and I want to keep you around until the time was right. If we ever dated and broke up, I'd hate to lose you forever. All girls keep the good ones around until the time is right. Now, let's fucking unpack that, because that is fucking... That's such a, like, as a guy trying to think of what the fuck is going on in a woman's brain, it almost breaks mine. And you can you can attack this fucking hypothetical scenario, or maybe not so hypothetical because it looks like a real text exchange. You can explore this situation in so many ways. So let's start with let's start with this. What is what this lady's saying is true. In my opinion, it's true, but it's just coded language for, let me have fun, and once I'm done having fun, I want to have somebody who's good husband material. That's a real thing, right? A husband material, boyfriend material. I realized, like I said earlier, I'm more husband material than I am boyfriend material. And sometimes a woman is looking for a boyfriend. Not most of the time, but a lot of the time when the women are younger, they're looking for a boyfriend. They're looking to have fun. They're looking to fuck. They're looking to get their desires, and all that shit. But then once they get older, I'm starting to realize, and I've been told this a lot, right? So this is something that, because again, I'm the husband type, so this is what I'll be going through just on a daily basis. Once the woman gets older, they want the husband type, and that's when you're there and you're fucking good you're doing great, right? But it's almost like a thing of like, I don't know, it's weird, right? Because it kind of leaves the husband type guys without anything, because you can't, if you're not a boyfriend type, you gotta just have to wait to be in a fulfilling relationship, because right now the young women your age are just looking for a boyfriend type, right? I think that's true. That's how I feel about this, right? And I was reading the replies to this and what people were saying about this text exchange. Sometimes, because the guy, is this true? Is it true that women keep the good ones around until the time is right? A couple of women is like, it's not. She just wants a plan B, which is true. I agree with. I've never personally thought of it this way, but I can definitely agree with this logic. You can meet the right one at the wrong time, and she wants to make sure she works on herself before getting involved with somebody. If I would have met my guy 3 years ago, I would have fucked it up. All right, that's more, very nice, but this has nothing to do with the actual situation at hand. Right? Right, it's really not. Let's see. She just doesn't feel like she's the best. No. See, women be on some bullshit. No, that's not the case. Here's who I agree with. And this is, like I said, what my mindset is. Basically, she said, I'm going to get my guts mangled by randoms until I'm ready to settle down, and you better wait. And that also gets into the psychology of women Wow. I mean, yeah, that gets into the psychology of women being entitled in a way because they're like, listen, I want my shit, I want my needs to be fulfilled, right? I want to get fucked in every which way possible. But I also want a guy that's going to be nice to me. I want both. So you better say right there and don't leave me while I do all this other stuff. And you know what? Low-key, that's kind of what I'm going through in a way. But I'm not going to get into that too much. If you want to know more about that, you can go listen to the bonus opinions that was just released. There I get into that a little bit. But yeah, that totally makes sense that women want both ways, right? So it's almost like as a guy, you just got to be selfish. You know what I mean? It's like, because if you want affection, right, from a girl, but that girl, want affection and want like a loving boyfriend girlfriend type relationship, right? You almost have to be selfish about it because there's women, and also don't fall for the thing of like, because women are so good, I think in general, of like making you believe they want you, which they may very well might want you, but not fully because they still want to do this with this other guy, with these other guys. I mean, it's crazy. It's really interesting as a concept. How the fuck she sent me? Unless she follows me. I think somebody just sent me a message and I'm like, wait, did she follow me? How the fuck she sent me that? But regardless, this is a very interesting situation because like I said, it's almost like it's interesting because it's almost like women are good at trying to get both ways. But, as a guy, you got to be selfish. And it's like, if you're the husband material, right? And that girl wants a husband material, but not now, that's you. So just accept that and just move on and find somebody who does want the husband material now, right? And, and all that. So, yeah, I mean, I think I'm slowly I'm slowly understanding women a little bit. You know what I mean? The hard part is then putting this into practice, right? Because guys are very easy to be easily manipulated by girls. But it's just like, yeah, it is what it is. All right, that's all the things for pop culture, the things that I wanted to kind of talk about. That's what that is. Now I want to do something special. I want to do this segment called Calls. It's not a segment title whatsoever, but I want to get into the segment where I think I want to kind of call random people that I haven't talked to in a long time and kind of just have them on the podcast, especially because I can't have any guests. So I think this would be kind of fun to do. It is going to be fun. All right. The first person I'm going to call is this girl, Angel Anderson. She was in episode 51, I believe. She was a guest for that. She's the one that lives in Atlanta. I think she's in Philly right now. It's going to be so funny calling these people because I never call anybody. I just want to see how they react to this. Let's see if they even pick up. See if they even have my number. Let's see. This is Angel. I think you can hear it. All right, this is fun.
You have reached the voicemail.
Oh, what? There it is. That's funny. Straight to voicemail. Let's see. She's probably going to be like, hey, did you call me or anything like that? You know what I mean? Who knows? I mean, I was expecting I was expecting, some people to not call. Let's see, because I have 3 people planned to call. Let's see if the next person picks up. Her name is Barbie. She's one of my good friends. We were really close in high school, but she went to another college, and now who knows what she's doing. I haven't talked to her in a long time, especially not over the phone. So let's see if she picks up and what she's gonna think. The fact that I haven't talked to her in a long time, I'm kind of nervous about it. Let's just do it. Let's see if she picks up. Let's see if anybody picks up. If they don't, it's fine.
Called is unavailable right now. Please try again later.
Am I fucking blocked? The fuck? It didn't even ring. All right, whatever. Let's try somebody else. Hopefully this lady, Jamia, another one of my friends from high school. Let's see if she picks up. I'm just going to call. I'm going to keep fucking calling until somebody picks up. You know what I mean? Because fuck it. Let's see. I mean, for real, I haven't talked to these people in a long time. Let's see. I just want to... This is funny. All right, let's see. Angel didn't pick up. Barbie didn't pick up. Let's see. Jamia picks up.
Your call has been forwarded.
Jesus. You know what it is? I haven't talked to these people in such a long time. There's no way they're just going to randomly pick up. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see if he picks up. My friend Jose. Let's see if Jose picks up. I'm just calling random ass people. I'm gonna get text back like, what did you mean to call me? Let's see if he picks up. Is anybody even awake at this point? It's 2. Recording at 2 p.m. Yo, what's up, Jose? Yo, by the way, you're in the podcast right now.
I'm in the podcast?
Yeah, you're in the podcast because of the coronavirus. I can't have any guests in the house. So now I'm just going to call guests.
You really got me wild, and I got to wait to eat. So I only got service outside.
Wait, but how, you said you only had service where?
Outside the house.
Oh, are you outside of the house now? Obviously you are, right?
Yeah, I had to outside if I heard the phone.
All right, you're in Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
How's Puerto Rico doing with this coronavirus stuff?
Well, we on lockdown.
You are on lockdown? How many cases are there?
Curfews. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You should know.
I tell you, every time news is coronavirus. There's so much news over here, bro. It's like at 9 o'clock in the morning, 12, 4, 8, 10.
Yeah. All right.
24/7.
All right. I mean, that makes sense. Because, I mean, this is a crazy thing. I mean, here in Philly isn't that bad. It's not in fully lockdown, but everybody's...
Yeah.
It's not...
Like 9 to like 5 o'clock in the morning, I think.
Damn. Yeah. All right.
And
So
now on Sunday, they're going to extend it, and they're going to add a new curfew talking about, like, place for cars. Like, if you got odd numbers and even numbers, you can go out certain days and whatnot.
all right. Damn, that's crazy. All right, bro. I'm just gonna keep calling random people on my phone for this episode, bro. I tried calling three people already,
Yeah.
and that shit went straight to voicemail all 3 times. So
Gotta keep practicing that social distancing.
I know that's why I'm calling, but I've been calling some people I haven't talked to in like 5 years.
Talking about anti-social. They're talking about
Social distancing, yeah. Yeah, but bro, I'm calling some people that I'm calling some people I haven't talked to in 5 years, and you know, I shouldn't be surprised. I'm going straight to voicemail if I haven't talked to them in that long.
It's like they're probably thinking like, yo,
The fuck is going on? Yeah, they butt dial me or something.
Nah.
Yeah, that's probably what they're thinking. All right, I'm probably gonna get texts from them like, "Yo, what do you mean to call me? What's up? What's wrong?" All right. All right, I'm gonna keep. You said call George. All right, I'm gonna call George. All right, bro. All right, that was cool, Jose. I think the guys will probably answer more than the girls. I mean, that's just a generalization. Let me call George. All right, I had George. I don't even remember what episode, but I've definitely had him on the podcast a while ago. George Manoska is his name. Let's see if he picks up. I don't even know what I would talk to him about. Let's see. Hopefully, he's probably gonna pick up. If he's not sleeping. Alright. Yo, George.
You?
You're in the podcast right now. You're in the podcast. I called you because I can't have any guests because of the coronavirus, and I'm just calling people.
Say no more.
How you been doing, bro? How you doing with the coronavirus thing? Yo. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. How you been doing with the coronavirus stuff?
Chilling, you know.
That's it? That's all you're going to give me? Listen, George, this is a podcast and people talk during the podcast, so I'm going to need you to say more than 2 words, okay?
I gotcha. But, you know, I've been hearing on people's stories, liking girls' pictures on Instagram.
yeah. I mean, that's all we can do at this point, just like pictures. All right, bro. I'm glad you picked up because there's been a couple people I called and nobody's picking up. So thank you for picking up at least.
Give me a little bite, bro. Say no more.
All right, bro. I'm going to keep calling random people on my phone and see if they pick up.
All right, be safe out there.
All right, bye. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not as in. I just want to call somebody who I haven't talked to in a long time. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do, but they're not picking up. You know. Oh shit. I mean, there's some people that I'm like even scared to call. I'm literally scared of calling certain people on my phone. Just looking at these names like, oh, you probably don't even. All right, I'm gonna call one of my friends. I don't even know. They probably don't even have my number anymore. Her name is Regina. Let's see if Regina answers. Let's see. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be like, what? How does he even have my phone? Let's see. They're not gonna pick up.
Hello.
Hello, Regina.
Hey.
Hey, I'm surprised you picked up.
Yeah, I still have your number saved.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. You're in the podcast, by the way.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. You're in the podcast. Look, this is what I'm doing. I'm calling random people on my phone because I can't have any guests for the podcast because of the coronavirus stuff. I don't want to invite random people and then catch it. So the only way I can talk to other people is by calling them. And I was looking through my phone and I thought it would be funny to call people that I haven't even talked to in like 5 years. How are you doing? What have you been doing these past 5 years?
Been in college, you know.
How's college?
Trying to get my life together.
Well, I mean, you're doing like online classes now because of the corona stuff, right?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's. Do you like online school?
Definitely not.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Face to face.
Yeah, I hate it because I can't even like the first week of online school. Like I couldn't even, like I kept forgetting that I had class, and I kept missing every class that I had.
It's definitely worse. I mean, it's not what we paid for, and it's a bad system.
Yeah, it's definitely not what I paid for either. I don't like it. Yeah, I mean, and what do you think about this coronavirus stuff? How are you feeling about it? Are you scared?
I'm not scared because I've been inside this past, like, ever since the whole thing, you know, whatever, the kids with my cancer. I just feel like it needs to be over. Like,
yeah, I'm getting anxious. I mean,
yeah,
but they're saying like 2 more months though. When do you think this thing is gonna be done?
Honestly, I don't have an estimate. I have no idea. I just hope that it's over soon because I don't know.
Yeah.
They said the heat destroys it, so I mean, if we keep getting warmer, then maybe the cases will go down. Eventually, you know.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, thank you for answering. I've called like 3 people that it went straight to voicemail, but you know, like you, I hadn't talked to them in like 5 years, so it wasn't a surprise. I'm not even expecting people to answer because it's like, imagine you haven't talked to somebody so long and then randomly they call you, because who even calls anymore?
That's true.
You know what I mean? That's probably why they're not answering. Yeah. But thank you for answering. We gotta do an actual episode when this thing is over. Would you do it?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll set that up whenever this thing is over. All right, I'm gonna call other people now and see if they answer.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, she picked up. I'm surprised. Well, am I surprised? I don't know. I'm just looking at these. Oh yeah. Ah, shit, this is fun. Who the fuck is Shay? I do not even remember who this is. Well, it's probably an old employee from where I used to work. And they're not answering. All right, let's see. Who the fuck? Oh, I think I know who Victoria is. Tomorrow. All right, I'm gonna call Sienna. This is gonna be the last call. This is one of my other friend, which I don't even know if she still has my number. This is gonna be the last call. This is fun. I mean, this is what I'm gonna do for the next couple of episodes. Let's see. Is he gonna pick up? Let's see. I don't know. Probably not. It's ringing a lot.
Hello, this is Diana Sim. Please leave a message and I'll try to get back to you.
Ah, shit. Okay, voicemail. It almost sounded like she picked up there for a second. All right. I want to go out in a bang. I want to call. I want one last person to pick up because I'm getting mad at this. Let's see. Who the fuck else can I even call? I still have her phone number. That's crazy. Let's see if she picks it. How the fuck do I? Okay, I think I know. I remember. All right. This is my Kia. She's a rapper from Philly that I know her from high school. Haven't talked to her in like such a long time. Let me get her. Let's see if she picks up. She probably doesn't even know that she probably doesn't even know that I have her number. Because we never really.
Leave your message
Yeah, I mean,
for-
it's probably not even. It's probably not even the right number. I think it's. Sign is texting back. I'll text her later. Fuck it. All right, man. I just want one more person to fucking pick up. One more person. Fuck it. I'll call Kira. Let's see. I've had Kira in a podcast. Hopefully she picks up. She's cool. She should pick up. Hopefully. Let's see. It's literally gonna be a segment of me calling random people. This is fun. All right, let's see. Hopefully she picks up. Hey, Kira. You're in the podcast right now. Listen, I'm calling random people on my phone because I can't have them as guests because of the coronavirus. So now I'm just calling random people on my phone. Some of them I haven't even talked to in like 5 years, so they're not even picking up my phone. But you picked up. So how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Doing fine? How are you doing?
Audience.
Huh?
I said hello, audio's audience.
Oh yeah, you like talking to my audience a lot. That's interesting. You are you like planning on stealing it or something? I could see you doing that. How are you doing in this coronavirus, fucking world that we're living in right now?
It's crazy. I'm bored. I haven't talked to anyone in almost a week.
Yeah. Well, how's school going? I mean, do you have online school like everybody else?
I'm about to start like one class on in about 2 weeks. I'm supposed to be doing co-op, but no one's supposed to hire anybody for co-op because of the virus. So I don't know what I'm about to do for the next 6 months.
Yeah, you can't work. Nobody can work. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Yeah. So you're only taking one. You're only gonna be taking one online class.
Yeah.
Huh. Were you like in the middle of classes when this happened?
No, well, when it happened, and everyone was like, "Oh, go home, shut down." It was final week, so every final just automatically had to turn into online final and everything.
Okay, I see. All right. How do you think? When do you think this is gonna be over?
I don't know. Hopefully within the next this week, because that's
that's not gonna happen.
And I don't want to spend my 20th birthday in the house.
You're gonna have to make a Zoom party. For real, I'm not even joking. You're gonna have to. That's how you're gonna have a party. That's what it's gonna have to be. That's how we're all doing it.
No, I don't want to go out.
Listen, I mean, you can maybe celebrate your birthday and then put everybody at risk of dying from corona, if you want that on your conscience.
Man, at a certain point, people are just not gonna care, and they're just gonna go out.
That is true,
crazy.
but that's not.
It's gonna be like, you know what? There's a 1 in something chance I'm gonna die from this, so might as well go out. At this point.
Yeah, but that's not good.
In about a couple weeks.
That's not good.
I know.
Because then it just gets worse.
You think this virus is real, or it's just
What do you mean it's real? Of course it's fucking real. What are you talking?
I'm not let me rephrase that. Do you think it's a government created type of situation, or is it just it's not as serious as everyone making it seem?
It's the only reason I think it's serious is because we don't even know really what it is. People are still trying to figure out what it is. People don't know. People are making shit up. It's so weird because we don't even really know who it really affects. I mean, they say that at most risk is the people that have health complications, old people, or people that have something else. But it's we really don't know because this virus is targeting everybody, and this is weird. I was also looking at Germany. Germany has fucking 70,000 people that have it, and 500 people that died. It's like nobody's dying from that shit in Germany, but then everybody is dying from it in Italy. So it's almost like it's too inconsistent for anybody to really know what the problem is with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I don't know, like some of these big ass events that happen, just the timing of it just be so weird.
Yeah,
and, global pandemic outbreak during the election year is just like.
Oh, you get into conspiracies now. You think this was made to kill Donald Trump and all the running candidates? Do you think that's what it was?
No,
They're all over 80.
But I think, no.
Okay. Oh, okay.
It's weird how, all this stuff, occurs, and then you focus on that for the next, 4 weeks and so. Or the next couple months while other stuff is happening and people are making decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think this is gonna last forever. I think. All right, because I'm gonna talk about this later in the podcast, like what I think is gonna happen with the virus. So I'll get into that later. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. All right, thank you so much for answering answering the call. You know what I mean? People don't even talk on the phone, so I'm just seeing people just going straight to a voicemail and nobody's answering. It makes sense, but I was just wondering to see who would pick up. You, Regina. I called Regina too. I haven't talked to Regina in 3 years, and she picked up, so that was nice. Yeah, but all right. Thank you so much for huh?
You're welcome.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was fun. I'm definitely gonna keep doing that shit, just calling random people. You know what I mean? Why not? Cause fuck it. Who cares? If they pick up, they pick up. If they don't, they don't. It's whatever. All right. I'm a fucking 56 minutes. This is going to be a long-ass episode. But now I want to get into some questions that people sent in for me because I wanted content. I didn't realize that I was going to have enough content to not do questions, but let me just fucking finish them. So, because I keep asking people for questions and I never answer them. And, people are just going to not want to ask questions anymore. So let's get into that. Aria asks, how have you been utilizing your time during the quarantine? Well, my plan is to just do more content, right? But, unfortunately I've been, going through I've been feeling really fucking depressed. So certain times I don't feel like doing anything. But my goal is to put out way more content for sure. And also I've been, working, doing Uber Eats and Postmates. Because those jobs are booming right now because nobody can leave the house. So you got to order your food. So I'm doing that right now. So that's what I'm doing with all this fucking quarantine time. Let's call it. All right, America. Thoughts on astrology and what is my fucking birth chart? Okay, I'm gonna look up my birth chart really quickly because I don't have no idea what the fuck that is. But my thoughts on astrology. Here's what my thoughts on astrology are. I think astrology is bullshit, right? But it's right sometimes, and that's why people obsess over it. You know what I mean? That's why I even have this astrology app called The Pattern, where every day it sends me fucking, astrology bullshit. And sometimes it's completely wrong. Most of the time it's completely wrong and doesn't even make sense. And it's too vague for me to even make sense out of it. But sometimes it's just specific enough where I'm like, yo, real shit, that is what my thing is, right? So it is useful to read it and think, all right, let me look inside of myself and say, is this true? Or is this complete bullshit? Because for you to even know that, you have to really look inside of yourself. So that's why I use astrology for. It's kind of just as a guiding way for me to find out more about myself. That way I know if it's bullshit or not bullshit. Because even identifying something that is completely not true, that means that you just know yourself enough to know that that's not true. And in terms of a birth chart, let me make one right now. I mean, I'm looking at this website, Free Astrology Birth Chart Report. So I want to do this, if this website ever loads. But, yeah, I think I'm going to do, let me do this. This astrology birth chart. I don't really know what even the birth chart is. You know what I mean? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Finally loaded. My name is Eladio. It's a he. Date of birth, 18 December 1999. Okay. Born. I don't even remember what time I was born. Fuck. I really do not remember. Let me see. Because I remember putting this information in the pattern app. So let me look for that in there. Let's see what happens there. Let's see. Where do I look more about myself? Let's see. Profile. 3 p.m. That's when I was born. All right. So I was born at 3 p.m. Birthplace. City name only. Santo Domingo. Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Yep. That's it. Yeah. Selected. God damn it. Why aren't I selecting? Oh shit. I think I fucked that up. Damn. No. Don't keep going. Santo Domingo, Dominican. Do I have to put the whole thing? No. Stop fucking loading. What is it doing that for? What the fuck is going on with this? I'm trying to just do this simple birth chart and it's fucking up. There's probably a lot of people doing it. Sorry. Listen, a lot of time. I'm sorry for the dead air, everybody, for who is listening. I'm just trying to figure out this birth chart bullshit that is taking forever to do. God, like what the fuck? Birth chart calculator. Let's see. Let me look up something else so I can find it. All right, let's see. Yeah, let's do this one because the other one is being stupid. Born at 3 p.m. Santo Domingo. Yeah, there you go. Calculate chart. Let's see. What does it say about me? I just see a random. I mean, I can't tell what the fuck this is. What the fuck am I supposed? How am I supposed to read this? What does it say? This is a bunch of random. What the fuck is this? All right, interpretation. There we go. Let's see what it's saying about it. First house ascendant, physical personality. Ascendant symbolizes basic personality traits such as. Oh, that's what ascendant means. Symbolizes basic personality traits such as physical appearance, temperament, behavior, relationship to life, and the first impression the person gives. All right. Ascendant in Taurus. What the fuck is this? I mean, yeah, ascendant in Taurus. People who have Taurus ascendant. You know what? I'm sorry, America, but it's like this is too fucking much. I'll tell you the shit and you tell me more about it. All I know is that I did the calculator and all I saw was a fucking chart that made no sense to me. So please do it if you want. I'm sorry. That shit was fucking ridiculous. What the fuck was that? I don't know. That just made me mad, honestly. That birth chart bullshit. All right, Dante. Should we separate the art from the artist? That's a good question. I think we do, just because the art outlasts the artist anyways, right? Like the artist is gonna be living for at most, for however. The artist is going to die. The art will never die. So I think if you're looking at it objectively, I think you should separate them, and I think you should be able to enjoy the art and not give a fuck about the artist, right? Because I think in the United States we have this affinity for celebrity that we ourselves combine those two things so intrinsically. But in terms of if you're looking at it objectively, I do think you should separate the art from the artist. Now, sometimes the art is very connected to the artist, right? So like with R. Kelly, right? He has a lot of songs. Like when you read like Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. That's a very specific thing tied to the horrendous artist that wrote that song. But, so some people can't differentiate the two. If you're able to, I think you should. If you can't, I can't blame you for it. But I do think in general, people should separate the art from the artist. All right, CD, thoughts on the coronavirus and how long will it last? I mean, I kind of talked about it in the phone call earlier, but what I think about it, I think it's not as serious as I don't even think at this point they're making us think it's super serious. I think it is serious, right? Let's get that straight. I think it's definitely serious, but I just don't think it's as serious as they want us to think it is. No, not they. I think the media is doing a good job right now of telling us how dangerous it is, right? Because I do think it is dangerous. However, I don't think it's going to be something that... I don't think everybody in the world is going to be affected by this. At least not everybody in the United States. We're gonna know somebody that is affected by it. Infected meaning like they died. Like there's gonna be a lot of people that catch it, but I don't think there's gonna be a lot of people that die. And I mean, if you even see the amount of people who have died that have caught it in the United States, we have like how many? Like 120,000, I think we have in the United States right now, and there's only like close to 2,000 deaths. So that's not a lot at all. That's a pretty slim amount of deaths. So I don't think a lot of people are gonna die from it, but I do think it's serious enough for everybody to stay quarantined and all that. And how long will it last? I'm thinking its peak is gonna be mid-May. Either its peak is gonna be sometime in May. That's when it's gonna reach the fucking. I think April is just gonna keep ramping up. Right now it's ramping up. All of April is gonna just keep going up and up and up and up. And then in May, that's when it's gonna hit its peak. And then from that, it's gonna start to slow down. So I think by June we're gonna be good. By July, people are gonna be normal again. I think, or as normal as you can be from a global pandemic. You know what I mean? I think things are gonna really get back to normal like around July. That's when I see it. But yeah, that's how long I think it's gonna last. But I think we're definitely gonna be in quarantine for the next 2 months for sure. That's what it should be, and that's what I think they're gonna do it. All right, the Cam Kid. Thoughts on the law of attraction? So the law of attraction, if you don't know, anybody's listening or watching, the law of attraction is pretty much just says that, you know, speaking positive things into existence. That's what it is, right? And if we're talking about that, I think that's like real. I very much think that's real. I think it does work, but I think when it gets out of hand, when fucking people just start saying shit like, I'm gonna speak this global pandemic to be done, and you know, into reality. I think that's where it gets too crazy. I think people think it's a superpower. It's not. The law of attraction, the way I see it, it's almost like you having that positive attitude allows you to see the world in a way where this thing can happen is very much possible. If you don't speak things into existence, right? If you don't say, I'm going to be, like for my example, I'm going to be the number one broadcaster, the number one host in the country, right? I could say that. The reason you should say that is because it allows you to do the necessary steps to do it. But certain people think it's like a superpower where you just say, this global pandemic is going to be done in 3 days. I'm speaking it into existence. I'm speaking it into existence, and that's what it's going to be. No, that's not how it works. It's not a magic trick. It's almost like a thing for you to do the necessary steps to get to where you want, and that's why you speak it into existence, as opposed to you say it to the universe, and then the universe is like, all right, got that. Thank you for the request, and I'm going to make that happen. That's not. I don't think that's how law of attraction really works. Because I see a lot of people just doing that on Twitter and stuff. It's like, all right, let's relax a little bit. That's not how that shit works. And the last question that I have before we end this podcast, I've been going for a while, but you know, it's a lot of content. The last question is not a question. It's this girl named Alexia who says hi with a blushing smiley face. I'll go into her account and it looks like she's a fucking OnlyFans or like some sort of prostitute. So, hi Alexia. That's the only thing I can say back. All right, that was a fucking jam-packed episode of Empty Opinions with Eladio Polanco. I really liked that structure. I think I'm gonna keep it for future episodes, for the next Corona episodes that I'm gonna be doing until this whole thing is over, which by my estimations is probably around June. But thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. The way we end every episode is with a segment I like to call the Aux, where we just play songs we've been listening to recently. The song that I'm gonna play is for sure the best song on Party Next Door's album, Party Mobile. I thought it was okay. I think I might do an Empty Reviews review for it for the YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that. But the best song on it, Savage Anthem, it's almost as good as After Hours. It's like from The Weeknd. So it's this, meaning the song After Hours. So it's like Party Next Door's Savage Anthem and then The Weeknd's After Hours from here tied for the best song of the year so far. So yeah, I'm going to play that. And thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.